family members, parents especially, when you come out as trans, how the parent or the family member goes through a mourning process. They have to, like, they go through the emotions as if you, their family member, the person that they knew or the person that you were pretending to be, they don't have that person anymore, that image of you anymore. So they have to put it to rest. Often, like, hold, like, a funeral or grieve in their head. Like, I know with my own mom and stuff, she's like, you know, my little baby boy is, you know, I'm not going to see him anymore and stuff, and I really liked him. And it's like, well, instead of, everyone's being loud, instead of, bleh. Let me try that one again. The need for family members, particularly parents of transgender individuals, having to mourn the loss of the family member that they knew or thought that they knew. For many of us, we don't go into it expecting that, oh, one day we're going to go ahead and up and change our entire lives and who we are and how we present ourselves. For me, it was kind of an aha moment. It happened to me suddenly out of the blue, and it was just like everything made sense. And looking, and like, you know how sometimes they say your life flashes before your eyes? It was like that, just like immediately, where it's like everything in my life made sense. And a voice in my head was like, hey, this is you. But it was hard for my family, and it's hard for a lot of different families. Whoever it is that is struggling with your change of identity, most often a parent or a sibling, sometimes even a spouse, the person that you used to be and how you used to present, the mask that you wore, falls away, but they still see you and perceive you in their mind like that. And then they need to mourn that loss, that individual that they knew, that they created in their head as your avatar. They're dead. They're not coming back. And it's a process for them to, like, understand that and feel grief over the loss of that individual. And while you're just now starting to live and express yourself and be a little bit more, you know, take a little bit more care in life and actually live it instead of just dragging your feet and doing the things that you're expected to do, you're finally living for the first time ever. Meanwhile, the people that you care about are grieving. They view it as a death. You view it as a birth. That does kind of get into the whole archetypes type thing once more. To them, the individual that they knew all along no longer exists, and they have to deal with not having that person around anymore, not being able to hug them, celebrate with them. The reverse side, you're finally, like, not hazy, not living in a fog, not, you know, trapped in a world that doesn't make sense. You're finally, like, experiencing life for the first time and living for the first time. And in a time where you want to share that joy and that wonder, and oh my God, everything's all of a sudden, this gray, black and white world is now in color, and everything's so vibrant, and I get it, and I understand, and I'm marching towards a purpose. The people around you are still in Kansas, and they're the ones that, like, dragged you and laid you down in the bed and are, like, hoping that you recover. Only you're not going to recover. You're not going to wake up and be like, you were there, and you were there, and you were there. You're gone. You're not Dorothy in Kansas anymore. You're not Dorothy in Kansas anymore. You're not waking up from the twister, from the tornado. But even if everything about you changes, we're still us in some ways. We're still at our core the same person that they knew. And most of the time, I'd say, the person who's grieving the loss of their son, their daughter, their brother, their sister, their husband, their wife, they understand it, but it takes them time. And for every individual, it's going to take a different amount of time, you know, until they come to realize that, hey, now I have a new daughter, now I have a new son, now I have a new, you know, sister, now I have a new brother. This is my wife now. This is my husband. You know, and not just those two binaries, but like anything in between. If you change and it's drastic enough and it's not what they expected, that can cause some problems. I know me personally, I ended up losing at least 2 of my close family members. I had 3, and only one of them still talks to me, my mom. But like, I don't talk to my dad anymore, and I definitely don't talk to my brother anymore. And it's weird, but getting back to the whole, like, why found friends and found family are important. When you lose so much, you're empty and you're by yourself, and it can be scary and it can be difficult, and you just don't seem to fit in. And you're trying to make sense of your new world, your new existence, this new sobriety. Everything is wonderful and scary and tragic and just 100 times more vivid. But that also goes for, there's no one here to pick me up if I fall. I can't, you know, cry on anyone's shoulder. No one's going to laugh at the same things that I laugh at. No one's going to be there when I'm like, you remember when? No one was there. You're the only one that remembers. But then you find family. Hopefully you get to maintain some anchors of your past. But your dynamic is going to change with them too. Just like they have to view you as a new person, you have to view a new role for yourself. I used to be, you know, XYZ, but now I'm like ABC. I used to be this to this person, but now my relationship has changed and I'm this to this person. And you try to like backtrack and integrate it with your past or any like previous interactions that you had with them. And sometimes it can be confusing. Remember when you taught me how to ride a bike? And then you're like, well, I was always this. It's just you and me both saw me as this. But found friends, found family. I like that, found family. A community of people around you. Be it like a girl group. Be it like nieces, nephews, and nibblings. Be it like neighbors who understand you, or anyone that shares with you, shares their life with you. A partner, a friend over the internet, especially, that seems to be a big one for a lot of us, is just strangers that we've never met, but they are more than strangers. They're always there with a word or, you know, advice, or just like, hey, we get it. We understand too. It's amazing. And like, human beings are social animals. We do find community. Some of us get stuck in a rut, and due to a whole series of different reasons, be they financial or distance, health, wellness, we can isolate ourselves or feel like we're completely lost. But it does get easier. And there are groups on the internet to begin with. That's how I found my partner. I found her through an actual Facebook page for like transgender people in my area. That's always a good place to start. Look for local support groups on the internet and stuff. You may end up meeting somebody. You may end up, you know, helping somebody out. We're not in a place in this country yet where we can like go out and do a lot of things socially in large groups, but there's still like means and ways of like meeting people. Another good one is finding, say that you're going from presenting one way to another, finding people who maybe your body style, maybe your body type, asking, hey, I need clothes right now. I don't have any clothes. if you can't go to like Goodwill or like some kind of thrift store, which I recommend, and buying new wardrobes for yourself, because it's cheaper and you're saving on waste on this planet. But like asking for hand-me-downs, asking friends for like, hey, do you have anything like this? Especially if they're like roughly the same size as you. That's perfect. And then you're going to watch it. It's going to be like every couple of months, hey, I'm cleaning out my closet. Here you go. To the point where it's like, yes, finally, this is awesome. To like, oh my God, here we go, another bag of stuff. You'll still find treasures. But like that creates a bond too. If you are experiencing a family member or somebody from your past mourning the death of who you were, give them time, give them space, let them know that if they have any questions, that you'll be there to answer them. And give them the time that they need. All right? Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but give them the time. They need time for themselves. It's a realization for them. This was thrust upon you. You just discovered this. It's new to them too. And maybe you were like thinking about the pros and the cons in your head. By the time that you set it out there in the universe for everyone, it's brand new to them. So give them time. Also, let them know that, hey, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Ask me. Ask me those questions. You know what I mean? Be involved. Be like, if you need space, I understand. But I'm here for you. Albeit if they're like, you know, no, don't talk to me again, no son of mine, that type of thing and stuff like that, then you don't need them and they're toxic. Thank you very much for watching another episode of Monday through Friday. I love you all very much, and I will see you all again next week. Bye.